Hi there, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Klebo, and today we are back in Pokemon Scarlet. Now, in the last episode, we explored the school. We spoke with Nimona in the staff room, and met a couple more teachers. Had a chat with them, and got a little bit closer with them as well. We spoke with the director, we met Professor Sada, we were shown our bedroom. We then basically got to start our treasure hunt, and that's kind of where we are today. Oh, and Koraidon, of course, became our rideable companion, so we can now use him to run around and have fun and all of that jazz. So yeah, that's probably what we're going to do today, but I know we've got a couple more lessons we've got to do in school before we go anywhere else, so I hope you are ready to join me for that ride. And if you are ready, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So we will get into this here in a moment. Now, I know I just kind of stood here for a while, but we should be moving any moment now and head back up to the academy or the school. And yeah, we're going to go complete 2 more lessons. Well, technically 4 lessons, but we're going to complete 2 more different classes. So I believe it is the home economics class and possibly the art class. I think that's right. Or maybe the history class. I think it's the history class we're going to be doing today. So we'll see how we get on. And yeah, but still, this game has still been lots of fun to play. I've played a lot of this game now. So plenty of content for you guys to enjoy with me. And yeah, I should have a lot of fun here. Well, it looks like I've taken another quick break. Do a lot of those, so apologies for that there, but hey, that's past Klebo for you. Can't really do anything or change anything really now, except maybe just edit this out, but what's the fun of that? May as well leave it in there and let you enjoy the music, let you enjoy other things. So yes, of course, if you were playing the quiz in the last episode as well, the answers to all the different music will be down in the description below, so you can cross-match that yourself and see what you think. And of course, we're going to continue that into today's episode as well. So anyway, looks like we're about to go start our class again. I believe we are in history class. Yes, we are with Ms. Rayford. So, oh, I see, we have some new students. My name is Rayford. I will be the one to part knowledge of the past into your little minds. History is a wonderful thing. The lives of our ancestors throughout history forge the path and in the present. Today you shall learn about the most mysterious location of all Paldea, the Great Crater. As you are all aware, a massive crater known as the Great Crater of Paldea exists in the heart of our region. The area inside the crater is called Area Zero, and a research of its geological strata and material composition has shown that the crater is in fact over 1 million years old. Wow. It was long believed that a certain something rested at the bottom of this mysterious crater. What if it was Koraidon? Aha, perfect timing to making eye contact, young Klebo. Answer me this. What exactly was believed to rest in the depths of the Great Crater inside Area Zero? Be some treasure. No, I genuinely don't even remember what I pressed. I did press treasure. Perfect, there we go. Haha, that's correct. You are surprisingly clever, one aren't you? So you did your homework. That's right, some believe that the treasure was more valuable than anything else in the world rested in the crater. So much for the dreams of treasure hunting though, as the lab has been built in some very scarce depths. Now, before I forget, gotta remember that the crater and areas are both off limits. Do not dare entertain the foolish notion of gallivanting off to Area Zero. It is no place for children dreaming of treasure and adventure. Besides, if there were possibilities to investigate the area, I would surely be the first to do so. Oh, is that the time already? I must have gotten swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. We will unravel more of history's enigmas together another time. Or next time. So yeah, a bit more history about the Great Crater of Paldea, and there were apparently some treasure down there, so somewhere we will eventually explore, I'm sure. I've still not explored that yet, but we'll get around to it, I'm sure, at some point. So yeah, we'll carry on the history. We'll do history number 2 with Ms. Rayfoot as well. But yeah, there's quite a lot of lessons. I actually went back and did a load more lessons. There's going to be at least another 2 or 3 episodes, maybe even more of that. Should we just come back to school and literally just do schoolwork? So if you find that boring, I do apologise, but it's going to be done anyway. And yeah, you're just going to have to deal with it. So, the Emperor was zealously believed the legend of the treasure that rests deep within Area Zero. I must mention that the civilizations of our ancestors were not as developed as ours today. People back then were far more likely to believe in mysterious legends, magic, and beings beyond human comprehension. In an attempt to gain the power and stand against Paldea's neighbouring countries, the Emperor sent people in droves to join the hunt for the fabled treasure of Area Zero. And of course, there we go, she's going to ask me a question, which I get wrong. But I believe it is supposed to be 2,000 years. So approximately how many years ago was it that the Paldean Empire began to rule this region? I think it's about 2,000 years ago, and I think I don't remember which one I pressed. I pressed the wrong one. Incorrect, you're off by an entire millennium. So yes, 2,000. Well, 1,000 years ago, the Paldean Empire had already begun to collapse. The answer is about 2,000 years ago that this great era... however, it is said that not a single adventurer sent out was... Okay, yeah. You can read it yourself, I'm sure. I know I'm reading it out to you, but I'm sure you can read it yourself. And learn a little bit more about this empire that ruled Paldea until they collapsed over 1,000 years ago. I suppose I can only hope for a swift invention of a time machine. Well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? If we had a time machine, I think we'd all probably go back and change something about our lives to make it better. But of course, changing the past could massively change the future with that butterfly effect. If anyone's seen the movie Butterfly Effect, very good movie, highly recommend it. But there we go, that was history number 2. So we're going to move on to home economics. And we should learn a little bit more about cooking foods and picnics and all of that. So we're going to go and see Mr. Saggywaro. That's how I say it. You might call him something completely different, and I'm sure it probably is an easier way to say it, but that's what I call him, Saggywaro. So yes, Saggywaro, that's what we'll call him now. Saggywaro. Saggywaro. Ooh, that might work. Saggywaro. Okay. I've seen some energetic young ones in our class this time around. Look at that moustache. Wow. You may call me Mr. Saggywaro. Okay. Hi, Saggywaro. Your time here with me will be spent obtaining knowledge and skills indispensable for life. Many of you have left the care of your parents. I pray that the knowledge I impart on you will improve the quality of your lives and the necessities thereof: food, clothing, and shelter. Of course, those 3 categories, I assume the most pressing and interesting for you all is food. When you eat sandwiches on your picnics, the HP of your Pokemon will be restored. You will also gain something called meal powers. For example, these powers can make Pokemon easier to catch or increase XP that your Pokemon receive. I think you will also find the breadth of these effects can be expanded by crafting sandwiches of superb flavour. What's more, there is something that is particularly important if we wish to receive meal powers with even more helpful effects. Let's see, Master Klebo. Tell me, what must you keep in mind to receive even more helpful meal powers? My choice of fillings and condiments. Perfectly correct, Master Klebo. Perhaps you're already aware of the fact from having helped your family with cooking at home. Your choice of ingredients, including both filling and condiments, is an important factor in gaining even more meal power. For example, using sweet ingredients will help with that, and then using bitter ingredients will help you gain drop power. Learning to aim for specific effects when crafting sandwiches will almost certainly make your culinary endeavours more enjoyable. Please be aware, however, that you can also receive meal powers by eating. Well, yeah, I mean, of course. I must say that we would feel the utmost joy if you would all have learned much here in my class and came to a better understanding. Our time together has come to an end today. Alright, Saggywaro, thank you. We're going to come back and do number 2 anyway, so... Now there is a total of 6, I think, lessons, and then there's a midterm, and there is a final. So, I've managed to get up to number 5, so yeah, so I've got 6, episode 6? No, not episode 6, what am I talking about? Lesson 6, that's the one. So, I've got to lesson 6. Well, I need to do lesson 6, should I say. And then I've got the finals to do. And then I get to graduate. So, that will be down in a later episode. So, yeah, do look forward to that. Or, yeah, just get ready for a lot of talking and a lot of this. Of just going back and forth and speaking to these teachers. And learning these lessons. But these lessons definitely help. They do give some good insight on a lot of things that happen in the game. That are going to massively help you moving forward. So, highly recommended that you do actually do these lessons. So yeah, so it looks like he's talking about potions and items that can heal. So healing items, yeah, they are however consumed after one use. Potions restore 20 HP, super potions restore 60 HP, and hyper potions restore 120 HP. And of course you get full restores as well that restore you entirely. Keep in mind, yeah, all of that. Well, unforeseen happenings are on I literally couldn't even read that right there. I think it said inextricable, but that probably wasn't even the case, and I probably butchered that word, so oh well, never mind. But, yeah. This Saggywaro guy is just teaching us all about home ec. Helps us with the potion side of things. Teaches us all these things, so... I'm in a perilous situation with no way to heal your Pokemon. Yeah, we can find items in the ground. If you see something shiny on the ground, it is actually an item that has been dropped there. You may also be able to find a restorative item. Or a restorative item. You can use the R button to send out your Pokemon. Well, yeah, of course. And they can go collect berries, and they can fight other Pokemon, as they do. But yes, they can go collect the items for you, saves you having to try and collect them yourself. Of course, I ignore that quite a lot and try and collect the items myself, and fail miserably a lot of the time, and keep having to turn backwards and going back on myself. A lot of that. I mean, I kind of already done a lot of that already in this series, but there's still a lot more of that as well. A lot of failures. A lot of mismatches with Pokemon as well, so I screw up by not taking the right Pokemon. But we bundle our way through it somehow. Somehow we managed to do it. That's all class is done. So we can now go and explore, finally. Go start our treasure hunt. So, of course, this finding your own treasure, I mean, it all depends on what we want to do. Now, for me personally, I like to get the badges, so then I can catch more Pokemon, well, catch higher level Pokemon, and train higher level Pokemon, which allows me to get that advantage over other people, because of course I have a much stronger Pokemon. So that's kind of my plan, really. However, it's really good that you actually go and take out the Titans, and of course do the stars as well. The star bosses, they give you lots of items like TMs and things, so they can definitely help with the rest of the game if you need TMs or need some new abilities. Which, again, as I say, they will come in handy at some point. I've still not used any yet, but I look in the TM machine, but I've not really used anything yet. So, yeah, we will at some point probably start using some TMs and changing some abilities, get better abilities, and sort all of that out. But, yeah, looks like we're going to now go off an adventure, which is what we do. We carry on our adventures and just take a wander around, see if we can find any more Pokemon, find any more items, and yeah, listen to some nice relaxing music from the eras of Pokemon. So there we go, picked up an elixir there, which again, very much comes in handy, so they heal you and restore your PP, I believe, if I remember rightly. Because you have your ethers that restore PP, you have your potions that restore health, and yeah, your elixirs that do both. And what was that over there? Struggle Bug. Another pretty decent bug type ability. But we get plenty of other abilities. So these are the little items on the ground that you can just randomly find, and you see I just run around in a circle to try and pick it up, when all I needed to do was just send out my Pokemon. So, like, Fuyo Coco, or whatever. So here we find a Ocarina. Ocarino, should I say? Sorry, Oricorio. Don't know why I've got it Ocarina. It's not going to be the Ocarina of Time, so there you go, Oricorio. You have now called the Ocarina of Time. Though this one's more like a cheerleader, so there are actually different types of Oricorio. At least I've got 2 of them to date, which is this one, as we catch this one today, and I catch a red one as well. That's a bit more like a sassy, more salsa kind of bird, I suppose. So this is like a cheerleader, is the way I kind of look at it. And then the other one is, yeah, like a salsa bird. I'm sure there might be other ones, but yeah, this one was being a bit of a annoying Pokemon. Trying to be, of course, very PC, so a very annoying Pokemon and not actually staying in the Pokeball. And finally it does, so we get Oricorio, that's, or Ocarina of Time is now called, at least based on how I read it to start with. So Ocarina, there's the data added, another Pokemon added to the Pokédex. And as you saw, there was a red bird on there, not the yellow one. So yes, kind of like different types. Pokemon seem to change colour, change their shape a little bit depending on the location, I suppose, of where they are. So we'll find that with a few other Pokemon as well as we go through. This is a combi. Now, I really wanted a female combi, so I don't know why I went and threw my Pokeball in the first place. But we want a female combi, because a female combi will evolve into a Combi Queen. I think I was just catching Pokemon for the sake of it. I really wanted, just wanted a Pokemon. I didn't really care what it was. Didn't really pay attention that it was actually a male Pokemon and not a female. So you can actually tell the difference between a male and a female when it comes to combis. So the female will actually have a tiny little red bit on the bottom on the last hexagon bee. If it's got that little bit of red, then you know it's a female. Catch that one, and that will evolve into a Combi Queen. Because the male bees, they are the worker bees, like in real life. And then the queen bee, she then, of course, rules. So yeah, part of this is you have to have a female combi for it to evolve into a Combi Queen. So I think I then realised there at that point that, oh, yes, I picked up a male, so that doesn't help, I need a female. And so I go off in search for a female, I believe. Fighting combis left, right and centre. But yeah, helping Fuyo Coco to level up, which is always good. Let's learn Incinerate. Now Incinerate is actually a pretty decent fire move, so we're definitely keeping hold of that. And yeah, goodbye Ember. So Ember's a great little starting fire one, but yeah, you don't really want that when you're getting into later game. Incinerate, Flamethrower, Flame Charge, Flame Wheel, things like that. Those are good abilities for later down the line. Of course, I learned very, very quickly that a lot of my attacks that I have are special attacks, and a lot of Pokemon have high special defense, which, yeah, almost screws me over quite a bit in later game. But sorry, that's a little spoiler alert to what's going to happen later down the line. But hey ho, I'm not giving much away, just that, yeah, I fail. Which, to be fair, I don't think that's really giving anything away. I fail every single episode at least once. Whether that's me not being able to read, or whether that is me doing this, like trying to jump up a hill and it doesn't jump up. And I'm like, how can you just not jump up that hill? Like, come on. Ridiculous, but hey ho. More items we're picking up there. And I say, just do some more exploring. And we'll look for more Pokemon. And look for more items. Items galore. Oh, and we've got some EXP candies, so they can come in handy. Very handy, because of course it's EXP candy, so it increases the XP on your Pokemon if you give it to them. And the more you have, the more you're going to get. So I do use those a fair bit later on to level up a few Pokemon to try and turn the tide to some battles, but a lot of the time I don't think I even then use those Pokemon because they're just not to scratch, I suppose. But yeah, we continue our little wanders around. Of course we fall in the water and we can't swim yet. So that isn't a power that Koraidon will learn as we go through. At some point, Koraidon will learn how to swim eventually. So we hit a Psyduck here. And I think I just go and just take him down because I don't need him or her. So not a bad attack there with Bite. I think then we just go for Bite again and finish it off. Very nicely done. Fuyo Coco is just on fire. And yeah, we continue our adventures here. Seeing more Pokemon as we go. Trying to hide away from both Pokemon. Just trying to find all these items. Because there are an absolute butt ton of them. Whether they be the little sparkles on the floor or the actual Pokeballs on the floor. And yeah, there's a trainer, so we're going to go have a little battle with them. Because yeah, I like to fight trainers. They help with leveling up a fair bit. And they give you money for winning. And yeah, it's just nice to also face other Pokemon that, you know, they have that you don't have. That helps add to your Pokedex, you know, at least then you've seen the Pokemon, and then eventually you'll find them to be able to catch them. Or you'll get them through trades, or whatever. So, I do plan, when I have completed the game, to catch a load of Pokemon. It's probably going to be a load of EVs, like with lots of different, and turn them all the like different terraforms, so they have like lots of EVs with lots of different terraforms. And then we're going to do something called Wonder Trading, or kind of like random trading. So you send off your Pokemon and you get a random Pokemon back by somebody else. And who knows, we might get some really, really cool Pokemon. We might get some really, really rubbish Pokemon. We might get some weird and wonderful names. We may get some Pokemon that are not from the UK, which will also increase its chance of being a shiny, which is great. So there's a lot of opportunity there. We may find ourselves, you know, picking up something we didn't have before, so we will definitely be doing that down the line. And if you do want to see that, then do let me know down below. As yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to do it anyway, but if you do want to see it, then let me know. Oh, and then we hit a Lechonk. These blooming pigs, they are literally everywhere. Even though it's his evolution, or her evolution, as I'm fighting her right now. But yeah, they're just everywhere. They just don't seem to kind of go anywhere. They just seem to stay throughout the entire time. But hey ho, it is what it is. We'll end up facing a lot of those, but it's fun. We also run past many of them. So yeah, that's always fun. But yeah, as I say, we just are literally not really going to go very far. We are just on the doorstep. Just going to keep picking up more items because there's so many items to find on the floor, and they massively help. I mean, at the end of the day, you get more Pokeballs, you can get other types of Pokeballs like Ultra Balls, Great Balls, all the other different types of Pokeballs that you can get, and you get other items like your potions and also your TMs as well, which are really going to come in handy. And every TM that you pick up, you can then actually make yourself in a TM machine. So, or at least for the most part, you should be able to make them. So yeah, it's not very important, but it massively helps and gives you an advantage. So, nice little group of hoppits there. But yeah, at this point I think I'm just like running around in circles just trying to see what items I find. And yeah, we then land on a bound suite. So we're going to just throw our Pokeball on it, as I am a way too high level for these things. And if I try and attack it, I'm likely to beat it, in one hit, and yeah, I don't think we want to do that, especially when we don't have a bounce wheat yet. So I keep persistent, and I think eventually the Pokemon, yeah, right there, just gives up and allows me to catch it. So another one for the Pokedex, which is awesome. We need that, and as I say, we want to complete the Pokedex, and that's going to take a very long time. So yeah, do prepare for many episodes to come of just lots of catching Pokemon, lots of trying to get that Pokedex up, lots of training Pokemon to evolve Pokemon as well, as I tend to prefer to evolve my Pokemon than to catch their evolution, just because you can have a little bit more input into what abilities they have, or what skills they use, or moves they use, should I say, and you also, you know, you have a little more chance to build its stats up and things like that. So that's why I go for those and evolve them than to go for the evolution ones. So as I say, throughout this series I will run past a lot of evolved formed Pokemon, just because I'm like, well, I've got your pre-evolved, so I'm going to use the pre-evolved and I'm going to level them up and then get them evolved into you, even if it means I have to raise their happiness or I have to use a stone or whatever it's going to be. I will make that sacrifice and do it. It's not really a sacrifice, I just do it anyway. So yeah, we're going to then face this boy, and I think we'll going to wrap it up for this episode today. So this is Pierre or Pear or Perry, I don't know. Again, very strange names in this game. But yeah, he drops out his Azurill, which is technically strong against a Fuyo Coco, but we are a little bit overpowered, at least for this area. So yeah, it's not very difficult. And he sends out his Houndour, and I do ahead and switch my Pokemon. And then I decide Sprigatito, which again is actually weak against Houndour because Houndour's a fire type. So why would I bring out Sprigatito? It just makes no sense, right? Well, I suppose it works out in the end, as you're about to see. But yeah, I do a lot of this. As I do my mismatches all the time. I think, oh yeah, I'll put this one on, and actually now that one is weak against this one, or whatever, and that doesn't really help. But hey ho, doesn't matter either way. But as I say, I'm going to wrap it up here. So thank you again for taking the time out today to watch this video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and press that like button and press that notification bell so you can keep up to date with everything that I post and all that jazz. But I do hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one.